Yay! We are live, and do you reckon I can find the intro, Tony? Or I reckon maybe. What do you reckon? Let's do it. Hey, everybody. Woohoo!
We're on.
Good
How
morning,
are you,
Tonia, Reeves and Tony Kiss. How are we, everybody? We're here, and yeah, Tony's got his cuppa. I'm going to go and make a cuppa while you entertain everyone, Tony. Do you reckon you could do that?
Go for it. Hello, Karen. How are you? Absolutely, I can. Tonia, Tonia's been out there chasing cows this morning, apparently, so never easy.
I need a coffee. And the kettle has long board, so it won't take me a minute.
Yeah, go for it, mate. Karen and I will have a good chat, and if anybody else is out there, there she goes. We can all time on how long it takes to make a cup of coffee. Hey, good morning to you all. If you're out there, say hi. Yes, that's it. Moores, that's your cousin. It was, because Maureen, she just went down to Tassie. I saw the photos on Facebook. How was it down there? Was it good fun? I'd always like to know that. So, yeah, g'day. Look, I tell you what, just before getting on to today, Tonia goes, hi, how are you? And I'd be really interested if anybody else is listening out there in this world. Tassie was lit, as some say, as Shelby would say, sorry. But yeah, look, just before I came on, I was saying to Tonya, she goes, oh, how are you doing? And I don't know if you guys are going through this, but I don't know why this week's just been met with a lot of frustration, a lot of, I suppose, I don't know, a bit of heaviness in my week this week for some reason. And I'm working really hard to try to battle my way out of it. Tash, how are you? Good to have you on board. And I just wonder if anybody else is going through that as well. Or if you've had a good week, share the good week with me. I think it would be really good. But for me, it's just been, I suppose, trying to move forward in life. And then, although sometimes you're frustrated as well, Karen. Yeah, tell us about what your frustrations is. Karen, mine's go from people annoying me to myself. Annoying myself, and just situations and just, frustrated. I don't know why, Karen. Tell me what's going on with you. So with me, I've been trying to work internally. It's not nice for people around me, and I know that, but I understand the energy that I emit that when I get into this, and I'm not happy with it. And it's just one of those things. Hey, Jess, how are you? Good to have you on board. But yeah, so tell us what's the energy been like in your week? I think that's where we go. What was the energy like? Shelby, you just came back from Tassie, so you guys are fantastic photos, by the way, so it was really good. Gilly's on the phone, but joining ASAP. Ditto over entitled. But yeah, Karen, tell me more. Shelby, she's making coffee. Yeah. Entitled people, that's an interesting one, Karen. That I've had g'day, Kerry, how are you? Good to have you on board. I share a little bit more over entitled people. I can really relate to that at the moment. I can really, really strongly relate to that. Tell us a little bit more. I'd love to know about it. Tash says, I had a great week. Haven't left my partner's place in 3 weeks and I pick up a new car today. You know what, Tash? That's the day. That's the week that we need. A little bit of that, which will be super, super cool. I love it. What kind of car are you picking up, by the way? I'd love to know. Because it's hard to get new cars these days. They're like, they're like hen's teeth, which still surprises me when I don't know about you guys, but you drive past a car sale yard and they all claim they've got no cars, but the car yards are full. I'm going, who owns all the cars if there's no cars in there? Anyhow, that's another one. Gabriella can't make today. She'll talk next week. Moores says she stayed with me and I had a beautiful reading with her. And she's also gifted me a set of her beautiful mediumship cards. Oh, that's nice, Moores. So it came through, which is nice. We're just talking about your trip down to Tassie.
It was so much fun. I loved it. My daughter's like, Shelby worked out that she can go and do her course she's doing in Melbourne in Tassie, and it won't take as long. So she's very excited, and she's got so many cool aunties and cousins down there that she's connected with that she's like, I'm going. I said, I don't blame you. It's such a cool place.
Yeah, for sure. That's so Shelby's going to be studying down in Tassie. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the plan. So, I think she's waiting to hear back, but we're pretty confident, Woohoo!
Yeah, nice. I like that. Good luck with that, Shells. Hopefully that comes through. The 2000 Suzuki Swift. It is an all-time classic, Tash. Congratulations on that. Make sure you hold on to that because I remember when they
Love
came
it.
out, they were a pretty cool car. They
Yeah,
were really cool.
can't beat a Suzuki. Honestly, Suzuki are pretty cool. So yeah, we've owned a couple now, and they're just so reliable. So well done, Tash. You won't have any problems with that one.
No, not at all.
Let's woohoo! Jeanette has put a comment in here. So life's turned around for Jeanette.
Yeah.
The past 2 weeks. So excited. Got my first awesome job. Got my first paycheck yesterday. Yay! Yay! What are you doing, Jeanette? Tell us what you're doing. You know, we love to follow your journey from living down here in country Victoria and now being in far north Queensland, living your dream by the beach. It's so cool. So inspirational. I love hearing that. So
absolutely. I'd love to know what what kind of job she got. So that's really, really cool because that's been a bit of a secret there, Jeanette. You haven't been really sharing that one with us too often, which is pretty good.
A lot of people actually making a few changes and even doing different things as far as work goes and spreading their eggs a little bit. So a lot of those that maybe have been working for themselves are kind of doing scoring gigs where they're doing, you know, a bit of part-time work in amongst working for themselves just to spread the eggs a little bit and also, you know, give you that balance. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's very good. It's a great thing to do. It's an interesting time. I don't know about where you guys are in Australia, but here in Sydney in the eastern suburbs, geez, as soon as school holidays came in, it's like a ghost town around here. And it's like there's tumbleweeds blowing down the street. I think everybody, a lot of people that I know have either gone to Europe for 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know if you guys have had the same, or they've just traveled. They're just gotten out of here. Like it's been this big, I suppose, a holiday with a whole lot of anticipation. We'll put it after all the COVID stuff.
And I was thinking of you, Tony, with all the floods. They're not near you guys because gee, they've had some floods and cops and rain up there, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been torrential up here. It's hey Tash goes, yeah, Tash. If I had somebody buy me a car, I think I found my soulmate too.
Yeah, definitely. Love it.
I love it. Well done, Tash. I'm really happy for you. It's really nice when you find somebody special in your life and you want to, you know, they just feel right, they fit right, and there's a lot of good respect there for one another. That's really nice, Tash. And he has bought you a car, so that's pretty cool. So it's too bad at all. Pretty cool. Yeah. Beck's on board as well. Hey, Beck. Cheers.
I've been rounding up cows today, so I've got like paddock clothes on here. And even paddock hat on.
Yeah, nice. I like it. It's a good look. It really, really is.
I like natural.
Yeah, that's how we roll. That's right. Now, Reeves, you've just come off an absolute high. You've had a huge month actually with the Mind Body Spirit Festival in Melbourne, in Sydney as well. Maria, how are you? And I'm just wondering, how do you feel after all your events and doing some amazing shows? Where are you at now with everything?
Well, it's really exciting, Ian. Sorry, I'm just finding where I am again because, sorry. Like landing back on your feet, back to reality, chasing cows that got out. Thankfully, they got out when I was home. I've got a horse event coming up this weekend. Yeah, I'm kind of, at the moment, this is about sort of having a bit of a break through this winter time. So it's the MBSs are finished and we've got, I've got them coming up September, October, November. So we kind of know they're locked in. And I've also got a couple of other places that I'm doing shows at, which they sort of put their hand up to say, hey, you know, after seeing me at the MBS, can you come and do a show here and there? Absolutely. Awesome. So nice. I'm kind of in that stage right now where I'm feeling just taking a deep breath. Like I'm still doing my readings and that kind of thing, but, not necessarily being full on with things. I've got another show at my beautiful local crystal shop here in Seymour on I believe it's the 19th of this month. And that is, I'm pretty sure that's booked out already because Seymour, we always get booked out pretty quick. So that's pretty cool. And but apart from that, a bit of a chill month this month and August will be the same. So it's kind of like my downtime, I think.
Yeah, nice. And how do you plan on spending your downtime? Because that's never an easy one.
Well, I've already done I will show you because I'm up in her. I've already done my vision board. Whoops. I've got
nice.
things dropping. So I spent time doing that because I love vision boards. And I actually put feedback. One of the things that I put on my vision board was feedback. I had a lovely lady whose young son came through for one of my shows, and she actually sent me feedback. She sent me feedback via Square, how she paid for the reading. So obviously she realised that's an easy way to reach out. And so I just cut that out, stuck it up there, because it's like, that's why I do what I do. And, so that was just one thing that I added. But, I had fun doing my vision board. And I think going with the flow is really big right now. And we have to let go of what we're fighting. And I feel like there's a lot of that. And I think it's going on throughout the world. There's so much, if you think about it energetically, it's unrest. And I think that's like we were talking about earlier, Tony. I think for many of us, we're feeding into that unrest. And we might think it's something around us, but I do feel like we're tapping into that bit of a global energy, and we need to just be aware of, sort of clearing and going, what, this stuff might not be mine. And I'm feeling a bit, like we spoke earlier, a bit angry, a bit anxious, a bit, these feelings can come up. But I honestly feel that, we've got to look at it like we're human beings, and we're here experiencing this experience. And there's so many of us throughout the world and in all parts of the world that, it's a thing to just, I think, check in. I think it's really important right now to be checking in and saying, is this energy that I'm feeling for me, or am I somehow, even subconsciously we could be connecting into, energies that are others or belong to others.
Yeah, right. That's interesting. It's a little reminder that, thank you for that, and everybody else who's going through that, because I know there's a few of us who said, it's been interesting. Jeanette comes up here. She follows on from getting this job, which she's really excited about. I'm actually excited for you, Jeanette. It says, it's not what I've been trying to follow over the years, but still helping others. I'm working for a top of the crop admin and welfare officer. Okay, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I got to work from home, which is really cool, which is great to help the farm workers with, work with such an array of things, from doctors to mobile phones, transport and more. It's such a relaxed job most of the time. I get to see the farms, which is really cool. Where do you
wow.
Your veggies from? I just love it. Yeah, it's great. It sounds like it's a real good job. Like, Jeanette, and that'll suit you to a T too.
Absolutely. That's utilising all your skills, Jeanette. How good is that? Admin and welfare officer. Wow.
Yeah. Tough gig too, though. Like, especially out in, you'd know better than anybody else, Tonia. I mean, like being out in the country, dealing with farmers and that. Geez, there's got to be some, in the welfare space, there's got to be some really hard stories out there.
I can only imagine. Like, yeah, absolutely. And, I can't imagine, we've got cows that we kind of have as a, to eat the grass down more or less, and we don't depend on their income. But I can't imagine being, dependent on the weather, the prices of things, like there's just so many variables that I just put my hand up for farmers and all that they bring to the table, because that would not be an easy gig.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Hey, here you go. Susie's got a really cool one too. She goes, "So true, Tonia. I have been asking that question a lot lately. Is it mine?" Oh, Susie, what's been going on for you?
I feel like she's responding to that comment that I just made about the energy and saying, like, is it our energy that we're taking on, or is it somebody else's?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Susie, it's a tough one. I think what you've said is brilliant, Ton, because it's resonating with a few of us, and I think it's just bringing light to what is out there and what we're getting caught up to. But Susie, I'm with you. Like, is it? I don't know about you, Tonia, but I'm very quick to say it is my own. Most of the time, or all the time. Actually, I don't think there's any 50-50 on it. There's no grey matter on that. So it's interesting to hear it from that perspective. Where, well, is it actually yours, or is it just energy that's just flowing through, or things? And they're interesting questions. To put that emotional. Here you go. Susie goes, emotional roller coaster. Oh, I'm sorry to hear this, Susie. Thierry, Cancer.
It's a
I just
Cancer new moon.
cancer. I'm sitting glad it said new moon underneath, Susie. I'm going, you got cancer. I go,
Yeah.
no, emotional flying highs. Oh, yeah, wow. Okay, so let's talk about Susie here, because this is quite interesting, and it's the emotional roller coaster. So what do you reckon she's going through?
Well, this is all about the moon and where things are sitting right now. So basically, Susie's sharing with us what's happening as far as with the Cancer new moon and what that brings up. So that will mean that there's an emotional roller coaster. You know, we're feeling the ups and downs, emotions flying high. You know, it's I suppose all relevant, but you can simply do a check-in, and you could even do this, Tony, is to sort of go, okay, I'm going to shake this off. If this is not for me, thanks to your spiritual team, they can help you let go what isn't yours. So, you know, and that can sometimes, whether it's you do a meditation or you go for a walk in nature or whatever it is, you can kind of just energetically say, right, whatever's not for me, I no longer take on. And it can be as simple as that. And then if you feel lighter or that makes a difference, then you know that was having an impact. Whereas if you then go back and you're feeling a bit the same, then you look at, okay, where am I at? Where's things sitting with me?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, that's I like the idea of having a meditation and then going into it. So under Susie, is that something we have to get cracking onto, is getting into a bit of that kind of stuff? I suppose what you're saying, Tonia, is a bit of self-love there.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. And Gilly's put here, a self check-in, then a demand the prayer.
Demand the prayer. I like that, Gilly. Okay, you got to catch Gilly up on what's happening out there, Ton.
Okay, Gilly. So people are feeling a little bit flat, a little bit, you know, what were you saying earlier, Tony? Like a little bit, not despondent, but a little bit along that line, isn't it? And a little bit angry, easily angered.
Yep.
So we just sort of been sharing that and saying, you know, it's been a common thread of feedback that we've had. So we're kind of questioning and going, you know, it's is it ours? Is it part of the global energy that's happening right now? There's so many variables.
Yeah, there are. So it is, but there are some really good strategies. I mean, like sit down and demand the prayer, or sit down and meditate, and then just really clarify what's going on. So yeah, it is.
Maria shared, and again, this is exactly it, Maria. This is what we're touching on: is lots of emotions. Her head's going to explode. Yeah, there's a lot of triggers around at the moment, and for the most part too, what I see with a lot of people is a lot of reassessing happening right now, and kind of questioning around, you know, is where I am right now where I want to be.
Oh, really? Are you getting a lot of that time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So people are, you know, and it is a year for that. I think we're going to let go of what no longer serves us, whether we want to let it go or not. And that's what brings in the new and exciting things. And only, you know, look at Tash, who's met her partner now, and things have fallen into place. She kind of had to release that for that to happen.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, like for Tash, like she's found her soulmate. She's, you know, happy as she's in love. She's, you know, partner's got her a new car. They've just had 3 amazing weeks together, and you know, for her, if you ask her, and we have asked her, her life is on cloud 9. It's absolutely amazing, which I'm so happy for, because, you know, Tash has had some previously some hard moments, and she shared with us quite openly. So, but it's really nice to hear that. So there is that flip of the other side of the coin as well, where I suppose it's just our turn, whoever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that can be the struggle. So the struggle is real at the moment. And Maria, like Susie just shared, that, you know, the new moon in Cancer is creating a lot of this roller coaster emotions and, you know, feeling emotional. So I think maybe, you know, in answer to some of the stuff that people are going through right now, it's about, you know, releasing that emotion. So allowing yourself to have a cry, you know, let the anger out. Like if you have to go and punch a pillow or scream in the car, or, you know, find what works for you. But I think maybe the common denominator here is to remind everyone to go, we need to feel our feelings and, you know, work, not necessarily push them aside and keep going on. It's about spending a moment and sitting in, how do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. Sean comes up with, he goes, look, look at the planet Tony is making himself at home.
The-
I
that
said
plant.
planet. Sorry, I read planet. Sorry, Sonia said, look
Looks
at the
at
planet.
that plant Tony is making himself at home. More artwork for acoustics. He's getting more artwork, don't you?
Yeah, I've got some beautiful artwork in here at the moment. It's there's one right up here in front of me, which is really cool. But I hear you, Sean. I agree. You can never have enough. You can never have enough. Thank you for that.
And Gilly's put a great one here too. I want to share. Like really pause and connect to where you are right now, and then choose the first thing that might bring you joy. Pause, really just fucking pause and turn it off. Yes, I agree, Gilly. Sometimes it is about we need to disconnect to reconnect. It is about balance.
Yeah, Gilly, I love it. Thanks for that. Thanks for those words of wisdom. I think everybody's loving it at the moment, so keep them coming. And then you got Tracy. Do you want to read that one?
Okay, let's see. Oh, yep, Trace. It's down your way on the weekend. The last few weeks have taken its toll on me, a lot of negative around me, and I need to find my way back. I know I will in a plan of nature uplift today. I'm glad I finally caught you guys. Always raises me up. Oh, beautiful. Thanks, Trace. Yeah. Well, I think half of the sharing today is really about realizing that we're not on our own with this feeling. And, we're all going through sort of something a little bit similar, connecting to this current energy. So it's been struggleville.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Trace. That really sucks when you, especially, you've had a hard few weeks with a lot of negative stuff around you, which is always tough. It always feels like, you're moving through treacle or through, tar, and you're just trying to get yourself out of it. And it just feels like it drags you in a little bit more. And it sounds like, sometimes you've just got to work out how to get unstuck. How do you move through it? Sometimes, which, you sound like you've been through the storm and you're coming through the other end, which is really nice to hear, really nice to hear. It just sucks when you're caught in that storm, I suppose. So I'm really sorry to hear that. And Trace, hopefully it gets better and better for you. Hopefully we can put a smile on your doll today, so see how we go. If not, Trace, if we can't, just go to your local supermarket and buy 3 kilos of chocolate. That normally works for me. And that's like, without a doubt. That would be pretty cool. I love it.
No, it is. Look, it's interesting. I mean, it's kind of life, but I think, when we gather together like we do here with this show, is like we're all going, oh, yeah, we're all feeling the same. And nothing feels better when you're having a shit time than to go, there's others experiencing it as well. All of a sudden, it doesn't feel quite as bad.
Yeah, exactly. It normalizes it quite good. And Gilly had a birthday as well. She goes, cancer energy is all about being now in the motion. Cancers cry while happy. Well, I didn't know that. For all your Cancerians out there, you cry when you're happy. That's not too bad. That's pretty cool. And they dance and express, let it out. My birthday was July 1st. Happy birthday there, Gilly. I think that's pretty cool. I didn't know that Cancerians were criers. Did you know that, Tom?
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion. Cancerians are beautiful, giving, family, loving. Just gorgeous. They are. They're real marshmallows. I like to think of them. They're cute.
Yeah, marshmallows. It's a nice way of putting it. I think that's how you described. How's your coffee, by the way, Ton?
Beautiful. Look at my mug. This is relevant. Here we go. Can never get this going backwards. Stay present.
Stay present. There you go. Nice.
I'm with you, Gilly.
Staying present, yes, that's where, like most of us go, no, I don't want to stay present, I want to move away from this. It's like, can we go to the future? But yeah, so there is a lot happening at the moment. Karen goes, that upsets others here, but tough. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to catch up with it.
Jeez, we can't be responsible for others, Karen. It's like, just please yourself.
Yeah, I suppose sometimes you need that kind of stuff, don't you? Joanne. I lost my sister last year to cancer, and her birthday is this month on the 29th. I miss her so much. Wow, Joanne, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's a recent passing away, so that's tough. Jeez, so, how old is Joanne now? You don't have to tell us, Joanne. I'm just trying to guess because I just think there's, it's tougher. I think it's tougher the older we get sometimes, but it really doesn't make any difference, does it? Let's just retract that last question.
Cancer is such a cancer's such a tough one. Like, it really is it's a terrible thing to have to experience. Not only the loss of somebody, but having to go through that as well. It's just horrendous. Not good.
No. So, I mean,
So sending love, Joe. Like, that does make it hard, but know that she'll be around you, and you can celebrate her birthday and call her in to connect with her.
Oh, wow, that's really tough. She goes on to say, thank you. I'm 51. She was 54. We lost Dad 2020, so very tough for our family. Wow. I can see why you've got there a bit of a connection with Tonia as well, especially with the work that she does being a medium. Joe, that's really tough. Geez, yeah, sending you a lot of love. That's really tough. I don't know really what much to say, except you've got our thoughts and our support.
It's loss is such a hard thing, and I know chatting to Maureen on the weekend, and one of the connections that we were sort of connecting for was a young soul that took himself home. So that was around suicide, and there's so many variables there with grief and loss, but at the end of the day, that grief that we feel is so unique to us all, and that's I just look at some situations, and I know when I connect for people with things that I haven't experienced, but I can only just be in awe of them, to be able to keep moving on through that. It's hard. There's nothing easy about it.
Yep. It is tough. It is tough, Joe. It's you know what, Joe? I wonder, Joe, can I ask you a personal question? Do you feel that you still have a connection spiritually with your dad and with your sister? And it sounds like she does, Tonia, but I don't want to assume, because that's a really not a good assumption to make. But I'd be really interested in that. So yeah. Should get a pack of Tonia's cards is what you should do, Joanne. That's what I
think. Yeah, send me a message.
That's what they're designed for, though. To do that kind of stuff, Cut out the middle woman. Get straight to the cards. This is nice. Joe just really quickly just says, Joanne goes, yes, very much so. I feel them around all the time. That's really cool. That is, don't worry about getting Tonia's cards. Forget about it, Joanne. You're on it. That's beautiful. And normally, Tonia, you've spoken about it before too, that when people are around in spirit, you either get the feeling of a presence, or they'll give you symbols or signs. Like I remember a few times you said sometimes it's feathers that they drop around, or it could be, leaves or something, something really symbolic to them. And I know with Joanne's experience, what is it for her? Is it just in her heart within where she can feel them, or is there that little special moments where a song comes up and you go, that's it, got it, connection? You know what I mean?
It's pretty cool. See, I had before we went to Tassie, and Maureen will attest for this, there was a coin, and often you'll find random coins, but this coin it popped out. I picked something up, and but it didn't just pop out. It went boing, on the ground, and I was like, oh, that's a sign. And I went, I'm going to take that'll be our lucky coin. So I picked it up, and I stuck it in my bag, and then we're out on Saturday night, and I said to Shelby, this is a lucky coin, and I feel like there's a connection to Mum here, because she was going to go and have a go at the pokies. So she didn't end up using that coin, and then she put it in a bra, right? So the next morning when she came out, she still had it sitting there, and I was like, I said, check that coin out, and anyway, so we had a look, and I said, right, check the date, and the date was 2009, which was the year my mum passed.
No.
And Maureen's on here, and so she can testify. I said, just check the date, because that's paramount with coins. You look at the date. Yeah.
That's wow. That's pretty full on. And Shelps helped it close to her heart. So well done.
Yeah.
Lucky you didn't put that one in the poker machine to get what. That was pretty good.
So yeah, that's an example, but there's many examples like that. So always look for those things, and quite often when coins are really profoundly put somewhere or whatever, you'll have a look at the information on it, and the date often, or the numbers on it might be birth date numbers. There'll be something on there that you can actually investigate.
Yeah. I'm just laughing. Susie, you crack me up. Just crack me. Susie Williams. Goodness gracious, you're making me laugh. She goes, way off topic. In true hummingbird style, Tonia, great. Makeup free. Makeup.
Thank you.
Awesome on you. And I like the recovery. But makeup looks awesome on you as well. Let's not forget that. She's got the natural look and the makeup look, and I just love that.
Thank you, Susie. I was chasing cows before I got on today, and I just did not have time. So,
and the cows are running around. Have you noticed something different about Tonia today, cows? And then the cows go, yes, she's got her natural look on. It's looking great. Fantastic.
She's got a look of get in off the road so that nobody gets hurt hitting a cow look.
Oh yeah,
like get in on the road, off the road.
Yeah, you got to be. Actually, my friends Glenn Meadley and Tony Rowe have just moved up near Ballina Way in New South Wales. They've done the tree move, and they've gone from being city slickers, like living pretty much CBD Sydney in a high-rise building, the whole lot. Been there for forever, and the boys have sold up and bought a property in Ballina. Now, I've got to say, Glenn did grow up in Bathurst for a little while, but then was very quick to move to the city. So was Tony. Was I think Port Macquarie from memory, but they both moved to Sydney quite young, and now they're doing the farm life, which is hilarious. And they've got the same situation as you, Tonia. They've actually got where their neighbour has got cows, and they go, "Oh, can we throw the cows on your paddock? We'll give you." I don't know. It's like you could,
not much, but
yeah. It's like you're not getting a cup of coffee out of it. Put it that way. So they got cows. They've got lemons. They've got oranges. What else have they got? They've got a whole lot of fruit and veg out there, and they're like the new kids in town. And they had the lemon tree produced the normal amount of lemons, but the way they said, they go, it produced too much. And I feel like saying, they don't have a limit. Do you know what I mean? They just fruit. That's what they do. So they've been going to all the local shops and trying to palm off their lemons for free. And they gave this guy a big box of lemons, like huge box of lemons, and they gave him a cup of coffee. And one of them thought that was credit for a while, and they went in the next day to get another coffee, and they got charged for it because they had no lemons. Farm life. They learnt the economy of farm life. 1 box of lemons, 1 coffee. Thank you very much. How it works, Tonia.
That's it. What is it? 50 cents a lemon. See, when they're all in season, they're not worth much. They need to store them. And then when it's off season, then they bring them out.
How long do they last for?
They last for a while. Lemons are pretty I think if you were to put them, somewhere that was maybe, dark and coolish environment, I think they'd last a fair while.
Like my ex-girlfriend's heart.
Yeah.
Jokes. That was just a joke.
Like your voodoo doll of your ex-girlfriend. I'm joking.
That was it. In my head was quite funny, and I thought I should.
We love entertaining ourselves with silly things, don't we?
I even had that little inhibition process. Don't say this, Tone. This is not appropriate, but here we are. Segue into Joanne. Thank you for saving our butt. Oh my God, yes, my sister communicates with songs to me that she used to play on the organ when she was little. Very special. Thanks, guys. Love your show. Hey, Joanne, we love you. This is nothing without you. It's about a community. You're part of the community. And I'm so happy that your sister does connect. I hope she was good at playing the organ. That's all I can say. You know what I mean, Tom? Like, she was terrible. So you got some bad reminders there, Joanne. But if it's top shop quality,
love it.
You're in a good place. No, I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a really nice connection to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
And I love the way you just kind of, made that comment of, it's probably through music, Tony, tuning into your psychic side and, not even realizing it. I love it.
hang out long enough with this TNT Thursday crowd, you pick up on the lingo. You know where to drop those words in. Come on, I'm learning, kids. Sam's got a good one just below. Do you want to read that? How are you, Sam? Good to see you on board.
Hey, Sam. Gorgeous Sam. Hey, everyone. Love coins. A while ago, I found 2 coins in my bed, minted the years my children were born. I had asked Archangel Michael to let me know he hadn't forgotten me. It was awesome, and I have the coins in a special place. I love that. So you can't make that stuff up.
Yep, absolutely. You can make it up.
No, I don't reckon you can.
Very
Would you
good
be that?
makes it up. But you know what's interesting about you and Sam? You guys have got this thing with coins, how you can find coins very symbolic, or it seems like that you can find coins symbolic. And because coins are a token that represents something, it's a currency. It's something that it demonstrates the value of something. That's what it really does. And it's interesting how you guys are quite drawn to that from a spiritual perspective, in that where you're going, okay, so this coin's going to be, there's some value here. There's some, I think that's quite interesting. It really is. That's all I want to say. Hey, Bridget's on board in the afternoon shift. How's that salami going from Tony? It should be cracking soon. I hope you're well, Bridget, by the way. Lovely photos of the 2 of them. Look at that.
I know, it's nice beautiful. Photo.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell Tony's taking a selfie there. Good selfie technique, by the way. Just letting you know that, Bridget. It's not very. All is really good. All it goes on angles, which I like. I think, that's cool. But Tony's quite good. He's quite well. This weekend is salami day. I
have to say, I loved, and I haven't had a chance to comment yet, but I loved the human repair shop with a picture of Orla with captioning it, and I was like, I can see the look on her face, like, Tony, I want to kill you, because I was just like laughing. I haven't posted it yet, but I am. So on Instagram, get on there and post. We want to create some really good comments. It's a great post. I loved it, and I was like, I'm coming back to post on that one.
And I got to say, Orla is a champion. I always make sure I check in that the photos are okay to share, and we're across what we say. What about this for a caption? This competition, and I go, are you comfortable with this? She goes, yeah. Who cares? So she's a real trooper. She's a really she gets in there and says, yeah, whatever. And for us, having our own business allows us to have a little bit of fun as well on however we do that on socials. So I think it's we don't have to always be so serious. We can always stop around.
No.
Actually, let's get onto it. Instagram, human repair shop. It's human_repair_shop, because that's how Instagram rolls. A lot of underscores in our names, because when you haven't got it, just underscore somewhere.
That's exactly right.
I had to do it for Tony Kiss. I had to go Tony _ Kiss. Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? And then when the hackers come in, they'll do 3 underscores or.
Jeez, Tonia, I still feel for you. How's your battle going with your hackers?
They're hacking everyone at the moment. I just look. The main thing is just getting the message out so people don't get scammed, because people are still putting money in, and I'm like, please do not. No one is going to request that you do a reading and pay money via a message. No one will ever do that. I would think that no one would believe that, but people are still getting duped by it. So it just keeps meaning we have to spread the message.
I agree with you. Look, I've got to say, the first time the guy who did our gym floor, Paulie, he's got a really great business, super cool business. He owns Vision Fitness up at Randwick. And I hadn't seen it before, but Paul basically sent me, it was like an SMS for a receipt, and it says pay now. And it was so seamless. It was a great bit of technology. And I did have to, I go, Paulie, what's this invoice that you've given me? Like, I went straight into ethnic mode. He goes, what, you owe me money? I go, no, I'm not disputing that I owe you money. I go, the format's really weird. It's almost like it was a scammer going quickly pay this. And that's what it felt like. And I just told him, and I go, I love the technology, but I'm just not used to it. And he goes, he goes, I can see how that could happen. So I can see also how people get sucked in, because you go, oh, this is easy technology. It must be new. So I'll jump on. So I always think just ring the person and confirm, like I did, and then see if you can get a discount whilst you're asking.
Of course. course. Make it worth your while.
Jeanette's
I'm
going.
loving how everyone's making salami. See you, Jeanette.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good day. Bridget, this weekend is salami. Love it. Love it.
Maria's come on board. Maria
Maria's making salami too.
Manata. Is that correct?
Yay.
Manata. I'm going to guess here, Maria. I'm not going to go Italian on this one, but Manata. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Got a bit of Hungarian on that accent there, Maria, too, so I apologize. If it's phonetically, I'll give it another crack later on. But they make salami as well. Well, Maria, this is a salami connection on TNT Thursdays. We've got a bit of a salami mafia happening here. I'm the connoisseur. You guys are the makers. And I think, in all our hearts, we're all connoisseurs, aren't we? We all know the difference between a bad bit of Devon and a good bit of salami. But you're saying from Susie, segue, let's go.
Yeah, I'm liking this comment, Susie. On the Queen's birthday, you did a reading for somebody. I needed to pull a card out of my wallet. A very small salt spoon flew out of my wallet with a crown on it. I still don't know what it means. Perhaps I'm a queen. Well, Susie, you definitely are a queen, but I think that would be spirit to do connection to your reading. I would be sharing that with whoever you did the reading for, because I feel like that would be spirit just giving you a little bit of extra info. There might be some royalty in the family. There's something to do with crown.
Stole the spoon, Susie, is what it's telling me. Because if you don't know where this came from, you flogged it from somebody else. Susie, Tonia Reeves, get ready to get absolutely blown away. Tony Kiss doing his first psychic intuition. No, put the Susie comment back up there. Watch this. I got this for you, Susie.
Okay.
You need an answer. We got it. I still don't know what it means. Once again, Susie, you're using humor to deflect what the true answer is, saying perhaps I'm a queen. We understand. I'm the king of deflection. I never admit to anything that I'm feeling. With a crown on it. So let's have a look. A small spoon. So let's have a look at the symbolic nature of the spoon and also a crown on it. So let's have it. A spoon is there to help feed somebody. So it actually gives you nourishment and nutrients in your mouth, which is very, very good. A crown on it means that it's given by somebody who can, not of importance, but who can give. So maybe it was something around the realms of somebody giving that person some help or some assistance somehow because they could, and the other person was resisting a bit. And that's why it was a small spoon. That one there.
I love this.
Yep, the cocaine bit. I love it, Susie. You just went straight there, didn't you? Gilly,
what was the spoon doing in my wallet? I said, "Oh, am I getting some cocaine?" I love it. I love it, Susie. There's so much good, our sense of humour.
Yeah, it was. Susie, what can I say? It was either that or you stole it, or you stole it because you had a cocaine habit. I don't know. You told me. It's like it's one or the other. Diana Clark, hey, good to have you on board.
Hey, Diana.
She says hello to you.
Yep. I love it. Susie's come back with crown head.
Yeah.
Hey. I love it. We love to break things down like this and go, okay, let's all put in our little comment on what we think that spoon represented for Susie. I love it.
I know. Gilly comes back. She's a pretty good one. This is why I keep private, eh? I don't want to be a scam. Yeah, so Gilly, you sound like you do your spiritual healing modalities very offline, I'd say, is what it sounds like Gilly's saying. That's why she says she keeps it private, whereas you're more in the mainstream, Tonia, or your choice of having your business is more in the social media mainstream sort of stuff, whereas Gilly's got the other. And that's cool as well. I totally get it. Like, having a clinic, I get it. You come in, you pay and whatnot. But when, I suppose, Tonia, your audience, you've chosen because you live country Victoria, you're not in a CBD or anything like that. You sort of, you have to go online. You don't have much choice. So you can to go online, but you'd have 3 clients a year. And those 3 clients are your 2 neighbours on either side and the guy out the back.
Yeah,
so
that's right. 3 clients and 6 cows.
Yeah. 6 cows. How's those cows going? We should have a cow update every now and then.
No, it is. It's interesting, but you've got to go with what sits. And like Gilly's put here, yes, I keep very private and in the moment. I wish I could be like Tonia, but I'm so sensitive. And you've got to honour that, Gilly, and it works for you. So I think, like Tony said, we're all in different. We're all at different stages, and I think that you've just got to honour what feels right for you. And if that means being different to everyone else, I'm like, that's a hell yeah from me. It's like, be your unique self and, and do it your way. I think it's a really powerful thing we've learned coming through, coming through COVID and, being restricted and whatever is, I think we're kind of like, we're not really giving too much of a shit what people think. We're kind of being more of ourselves. And I think that's a real bonus.
Yeah, exactly. It really is important. And Gilly, it's one of those things where with that, like just being sensitive and being more private, it's if that's who you are, then that's who you are, and that's cool. The people that I see and speak to is they work so hard on trying to be somebody different, somebody who they're not, because they truly believe that they're not good enough. Right, or whatever they're displaying out there. I'm not good enough. I'm not loved by everybody, and these are universal fears that we have, and sometimes unhealthy motivators. And what you're saying, Tonia, is a very good point. Where you go, you know what? Screw it. This is how I'm going to roll with it. That's the world can accept me or it can't. So, Gilly, I really empathise with where you're coming from on that. And as Tonia says, just roll with it. You are who you are. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely, and it's the uniqueness that people, gravitate towards. It's a little bit like you'll often see, people that are massively big in self-promotion. And, in this day and age, it's like people are a bit like, they get a little bit over it. And so I think it's just something, finding that balance or what works for you. But the more we do the inner work, and Deanna was at our retreat that we had the other weekend, and we all shared our stories, and we all shared our concerns and things that have come up for us, whether we've been doing this work for 2 years or 30 years, and we all shared that common thread about we need to do that inner work. And if you don't do that inner work, you can't project the best version of yourself if you're carrying around stuff that's not ideal. So I think it's something that probably it wouldn't matter what role you wanted to play in whatever it is you choose to do. The more we can dig deep within and really connect to that really deep part of us that is that unique person, the more that radiates to everyone else. And I can't say that more strongly. And I think that to me has been a real turning point, is just digging deep and really doing the inner work and going, you know what, confidence isn't something you just pretend to have.
No.
You can't fake confidence, like, you can fake and be brave at times. Yes, you can do that. But inner confidence and stepping into your power is unmistakable. And that's what, to me, people will connect with you and go, it feels more authentic when somebody has a bit of confidence, because you look at it, we're all here self-promoting. We're all sort of either working for ourselves, or maybe, we have a role where we need to step up and be who we are. So the more that we have that self-belief, the more we can do that role better. And, it then it makes it easier for us. So, that's what I think. It's like,
you're a good example of that, Tom. That's for sure. Geordie James, how are you? Good morning. Great to have you.
Hey, Geordie.
Susie Williams has a very, very important question. What colour are your cows, Tonia? They're Jersey cows. Come on, Susie.
Well, some of them are beautiful brown with brindle, and then probably the most of them are little they're Holsteiners, which is a little bit, they're black and white. So dairy steers they are.
Dairy steers. There you go. Good question. That so that'd be black and white, brown.
Yeah, mostly black and white. But we do have some other. Yeah, there is some mixtures in there.
Susie, we have she has the rainbow of the cow colours.
The others are a shorthorn cross, and they've got, some of them are really dark brown. They've got this orange fringe. It's so cute.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you should take some photos, put them up there.
Yeah.
Sammy Smith, you legend, made me think of Frank Sinatra, adding that to my Mojo playlist. I tell you what, Frankie is one of the top. Yeah, you get Frankie in, I don't know about you, Tonia, but you get Sammy Davis Jr. and you get your Dean Martins in, you get the Rat Pack in it, and you know, geez, you can't but smile listening to those guys there. So Frank Sinatra, go there. Yes, Jeanette's got something here.
And I love Jeanette, but here, I had to work through big fears to do this new job. Now I feel so much more confident and happy. And it is, Jeanette, isn't it? Because you're taking on a role and it's something you'd be so brilliant at, but you still got to, you've got to work through that. Hey, I can do this.
Yeah. I think it's so cool there. And, I think big fears are good. I think because don't forget, Jeanette, and you know this yourself, two things. Like one thing, be really proud of yourself. You broke through those fears and you went out there and you got the job that you want. You didn't allow those fears, or you didn't feed those fears to hold you back, put it that way. You actually went up there. And fear is a good thing because fear makes you think, how do I do this better? Or how do I prepare? Or, I'm scared, but why am I scared? I don't know, but I've got to try everything. And you did that really well. And look at yourself now. Now you're more confident and happy. And it's the perfect equation on how to find confidence and happiness is to break through a fear, learn from it, and come through the other side. And that's where you get your confidence. Well done. Thanks for sharing that, Jeanette. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And Deanna's put it here beautifully. Dealing with self is the biggest job we have. I agree.
Right.
Really, if we look at one of the main things we can do through this lifetime, it is working on ourselves and realizing that, we chose this body, we chose the situation, so make the most of it.
Yep, absolutely. I love that, Diana. That's a really nice insight too. Now, Rachel is listening whilst doing grocery shopping. Right? Is it Rachel or Raquel?
Yes.
It is Rachel?
Oh, Raquel.
I'm going to go Raquel. I like Raquel. That's where you're at. Miss Mulberg, whilst you're shopping, I want you to do, are you a person, just a yes or a no, you can put a Y or an N, it's really easy. Are you a person that always looks for something on special? That's one question. And the second part of that is, if it's on special and you don't really need it, do you still buy it anyhow? Because I don't know about you, Tonia Reeves, and everybody else here on TNT Thursdays. I think I've got a whole pantry of shit that I've never needed, but because it was on sale, I thought, pass up a bargain.
Yes.
Just got to make sure the use-by date's still all right.
Absolutely. I love it. She'll come back, you watch. Of course, and absolutely. There you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Keep on doing it, I always, one of the things I always stock up on about you guys is chocolate. Like my rule has got to be 50% off. If it's 50% off, right, I'm all over it. And I'll go for the dark chocolate and that. And so I'll stock up pretty hardcore on that. I act as if, it's at the end of the world, and I've got to fill up a bunker because it's my only survival rations, and there'll be trolleys full of half-price chocolate. Dark chocolate. It's just really good. So you get that onto you. Jeanette, I like this one. You were going to read it out.
Yeah, me too. Jeanette shared here, I actually turned this job down due to my fear. Then the lady who took it lasted 3 days, and I got a second chance. And now look, isn't that awesome? So it was meant to be.
Wow.
That's great. And I love that sharing, Jeanette, because how many of us do that? Like an opportunity comes along and we go, oh, hang on, I can't do it, So well done.
But you know what, Jeanette, well done. And how much better does it make you look now that some other dimwit only lasted 3 days? Like you'd be like, God, there. You'll be like, oh my God, this lady's amazing. She hasn't left. It's been a whole week. Jeanette, well, good strategy, by the way. I like that. It was a brave one, but it's paid dividends. Congrats. I like it.
I love it. Yeah, and that's great sharing because, that's kind of where things happen. And it is, I often say to people, the gold is in saying yes to the opportunities. And there was somebody shared a thing the other day, Tony. I'll have to find it and share it for you. It was they'd interviewed like all these 90-year-olds and said, what's the one bit of advice you'd give to somebody?
Oh.
And there was some great ones there. And one of them, an older gentleman, he said to always say yes to an opportunity. And I was like, yes, he's spot on there. Like,
yeah. That's fair. I agree with you, Tonia. I think it's great advice. It's never say no. Yes just opens up doors. Unless it's a shit yes, unless it's a really shit offer. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like we're adults now, ladies and gentlemen. We know a shit offer when we hear one.
Well, I look at it, if it's a shit offer, that's not an opportunity. Or it's an opportunity to say no.
Yes, it's not an opportunity. You're correct. It's a shit request. That's what it is.
But yeah, I agree. I think, the best things that have happened to me have been things that I've feared and I've said yes to anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think, I agree, Jeanette. I think it's a great reminder, and maybe, all of those of you that are listening for this episode, this is about saying yes to some opportunities. So, just keep that in mind.
Yep. Even, you know what? It's say yes and then work it out after.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Yep. And if you don't have a little voice in your head going, how the hell am I going to achieve this? Then you haven't said yes to the right thing, because that's what should be going through your head.
But see, sometimes too, we can, as humans, we analyze something or go, there might be an opportunity. We go, oh, but that's not where I want to be, or that's not what I want to be doing. But that could be the stepping stone to guiding you to where you need to be. So, you've got to, you do sometimes, in that situation, say yes. Nothing's forever. Sometimes we need to remember that and go, well, nothing is forever. If an opportunity comes and we go, yes, that might be something you do for a short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it could be a short term. Who knows? You can't tell. Karen here. Karen Bright, good to have you on board always.
Yeah, I love you, Karen.
My work is word of mouth. I finally made it to read for the aunties at their sister's Pamper Day in Ringwood 2 weeks ago. We all need to take the pressure off ourselves and just follow our hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. Good share, Karen, because it is when you're sitting in alignment with what feels right. And Geordie's got another great share here. Yes, for sure. She said yes to a room in Watsonia, but I had to make sure I wasn't taking on too much. And we do, because we also don't want to become yes people, that we're stretching ourselves that thin. We can't, we're not a success at anything we're doing because we're just depleted. So there is that balance.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a really good thing. And I'm so happy for you, Karen. That's so super cool. It's all about word of mouth, and it sounds like you got a cracking gig on that one. So congratulations. It sounds like you got a lot out of it. And it sounds like a lot of others got some good stuff out of it too, Karen. So that's really nice.
Yeah, good on you, Karen. Karen's amazing.
Susie Williams, shopping is my most unfavorite thing to do. Bullshit, Susie. It's not your most unfavorite thing to do. However, she comes up here, Susie. This is like, my sister only buys on special. I like your sister already. She never pays full price for the things she wants and needs. An amazing skill. Yes, it is. It takes shopping commitment. Susie, it does. Do you know, but Susie, I say this with love and respect. Shopping's not your unfavorite thing to. If you had a stack load of money, like billions and billions, and then you wanted to go buy new things because that's what you want to do, I reckon you'd be happy, and then that would be called shopping. There you go. Get it. Grocery shopping, I'm with you. I hate it. It's stuff that. Shopping in general, Susie, let's put it out there, okay? We all like a bit of shopping. We can't help ourselves.
Absolutely. And Carol's got a great share. Hey, Carol, how are you? Yep, say yes to awesome, scary opportunities and work out the details later. Made it to Hawaii that way. So Carol just spent 2 weeks with her son in Hawaii. And I believe it was fairly last minute, Carol, I think, because not that I'd caught up with her recently, but it was just like, wow, she's there. She was over there. I'm like loving it, loving all the photos and all the sharing. It's so cool.
Yep, love it. Raquel comes in here. Love you both. Well, we love you too, Raquel. Just remember that. So glad I caught you live. It helps me get through the energy. It's shopping.
It's shopping.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shopping. Food shopping.
And don't forget, Raquel, the last bit of your food shops past the freezer aisles. Now, I don't know about you, Tonia, and everybody else. It's the last bit, right? Every supermarket, I think, on the planet is pretty much laid out the same. But you get to the freezer section, and I get excited around the freezer section. I don't know about you guys, but you get to the ones where they have on special. There's that freezer. Everything's on special. Like there's ice cream. It's amazing. It's always ice cream. and it's always dim sims. God knows why, but they're always on special, right?
They must be in surplus.
Yeah, and I don't know why I need 40 dim sims or dumplings, Chinese dumplings, but when they're at half price, I do. And then there's like Buller ice cream next to it, which is half price, the vanilla tub, which is my favorite. I'm thinking, my God, these guys are geniuses. They've just created the perfect meal in the freezer section at half price. So boom, I'm in there. So I'm just saying, I just watch out. And you know what? Nobody cares if frozen peas are on sale. Nobody.
No. No, it's not I up there.
What about blueberries? Do you ever get excited over that, Tom? I do. Frozen
Yeah.
blueberries, half price, I'm in. I'm just like,
I don't think you'd be getting many half price at the moment. Everything's crazy, but I think you've only got to look at the cost of fuel, and you know,
yeah,
and if you compare fruit, you know, something healthy to a chocolate bar, they're probably, you know,
taste different.
well, they do, but they're probably, you know, we'll pay a lot for chocolate if it's good, and we need to maybe pay a lot for fruit if it's good.
Look, I'm happy to. I'm actually, look, when you go, the comparisons is Woolworths and Coles and that. And look, I've bought lemons, and I'm just gonna say it how it is. It's not a negative comment, it's not a positive comment, it's just a matter of fact comment. I bought lemons from Woolworths twice on 2 separate occasions, and they were all rotten. Every one of them to their core.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
What do? Do you go back? Do you say, can I have a refund? Can I have other ones?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're going back, I never get back to take anything back. It's like it's 15 minutes away. Can't be bothered.
On the other hand, though, yeah, 15 minutes away, that's got to suck. On the other hand, what was it? The guys at really good veggie shop, that fruit and veg shop we've got up here in the inner west in Marrickville way, called Panetta, and they're fantastic. And I remember once we got a bag of oranges of them, and they were just for some reason they lost their moisture. I don't know what happened there, but I remember I cut it open. I just took a photo and I took it back to the lady who's the owner. She's beautiful, and she looked at it. She goes, "Oh my God!" She goes, "Let me go cut one open." She cut a few open, and she goes, "Look, these aren't happening, but these are fine." And they were. She goes, "Look, I'll tell you what. I'll give you your money back and just take a bag of oranges just for your troubles." Like, she goes, "This wouldn't have ever happened." And then she found out who the grower was, and just out of concern, not out of the complaint, going, "Hey, you know, what happened with this batch here?" And it was great. Her customer service was great, and they really care about the fruit and veg they get in. So paying that little bit more, I agree with you, Tonia, is always, you know, much better. And the customer service is through the roof. Yeah.
Now, Geordie shared probably our wrap up for the day, because we've come to the end of today's show. Geordie shares here, I think it's World Chocolate Day.
Is it?
How did we not know that?
We did spiritually, because we talked about it. So about being in trend. And Sam goes, my nan used to say, if you have to buy lemons, you've got no friends.
I love it.
Oh, that's your nan would have lived in the country somewhere then. So that was plentiful of lemon trees. That was heaps. Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, look, I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much for today. My mood feels a lot better than when I first came on this morning. A lot lighter.
It's so good.
But Tonia and everybody else for listening, and I hope you all feel better. I know a few of us were a little bit frazzled with the world, and I hope we put a bit of a smile on your dial and made you feel a little bit different about the world.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys. See you same time, same place next week. Woohoo! Yay.